Good morning, Jess. I'm Dr. Julia Mason. Your mom told me you've been having some sleeping problems recently. Is that right?
Yes, I can't sleep anymore.
I understand texting might be easier for you than speaking. Is this format comfortable for you?
Yes, this is good. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jess. I'm here to help you work through whatever is bothering you. Can you tell me a bit about these sleeping problems?
Well, I keep waking up in the middle of the night, and I can't go back to sleep.
That sounds difficult. How long has this been happening for?
Since we moved here, I miss our house in Houston.
That's totally understandable. Moving can be really hard. Do you remember when exactly these sleep problems started?
The first night in the new house. It's been 3 weeks now.
And what happens when you wake up? Do you remember if you have bad dreams?
They're watching me.
Who's watching you, Jess?
The children. They stand over my bed. They look horrible.
Can you tell me more about these children?
Mutilated. They're all broken.
That sounds very frightening. What do these children do when they watch you?
They just stare. Sometimes they reach for me, but they never touch me. They look sad.
I can understand why that would make it hard to sleep. How are things at home otherwise? Do you feel safe there?
I guess. Dad is never home. He works all the time. Mom drinks a lot.
Does your dad know about these nightmares?
He says I'll grow out of it. He's too busy to talk, always on his phone.
And your mom? Has she been helping you when you wake up scared?
Sometimes. When she's not passed out, I can hear her crying at night too.
It sounds like everyone in your home is having a hard time right now. Do you feel like you can talk to your parents about how you feel?
No. Dad gets angry when I interrupt his work, and Mom gets sad when I tell her about the children. She thinks I'm making it up.
It's important that you feel heard. I believe that you're seeing these things, even if they might be coming from your imagination or fears.
They're real. I drew a picture.
Thank you for sharing that with me. That helps me understand what you're experiencing. Is there anything else about your house or these children that worries you?
The house makes noises, like crying, under the floor. I think that's where they live.
Old houses often make strange noises, especially if you're not used to them.
But these aren't coming from the house. I can hear them talking sometimes, asking for help.
What kind of help do they ask for?
To be found. They're lost and cold.
I see. Jess, do you miss your friends from Houston?
Yes, I don't have friends here yet. The kids at school think I'm a loser because I don't talk.
It can take time to make new friends, especially when moving to a new place. Do you feel lonely at home?
All the time. That's why I started listening to the children. At least they talk to me.
I understand. It can be comforting to have someone to talk to, even if they're in our imagination.
They're not imaginary though. They're real. They just can't leave the house.
Of course, Jess. Now, can you tell me more about your old home in Houston? What do you miss most about it?
We were happy there. Dad smiled. Mom didn't drink so much. We used to have dinner together every night.
That sounds like a nice memory. When did things change?
When Dad got his new job, the one that made us move. He said we'd be happier here. He lied.
Changes like that can be really hard on a family, and it sounds like you're carrying a lot of worry about both your parents and these nighttime visitors.
I drew another picture of my family.
That's a powerful drawing, Jess.
That's what happened to us. We broke, and now we can't get back together.
I see. Thank you for sharing these feelings with me. It takes courage to talk about difficult things.
The children told me to trust you. They said you might be able to help them.
I'm glad you feel you can trust me. I'm here to help you, Jess. Not just with the sleeping problems, but with anything that's troubling you.
Will you help the children too?
I'll try to understand what these children mean to you and why they're important. Would that be helpful?
I think so. They get louder at night. That's why I can't sleep.
I think we've made a good start today. Would it be okay if we talk again in a few days and see if we can find ways to help you sleep better?
Okay, but please hurry. They're getting more upset.
I'll do my best, Jess. In the meantime, if you feel scared at night, try keeping a nightlight on. And remember, you can always text me if things get really frightening.
Thank you, Doctor. Julia, I have to go now. Mom is calling.
Take care, Jess. I'll talk to you soon. Just finished my first session with Jess Wilson, the 9-year-old with selective mutism.
How did it go? Text-based therapy working out?
Actually, yes. She seems more comfortable communicating this way. We covered quite a bit of ground.
What's your initial assessment?
Significant family distress. Parents are struggling in their own ways. Dad's a workaholic who's never home. Mom has alcohol issues.
Typical foundation for childhood anxiety. Any specific manifestations?
Night terrors with vivid hallucinations. She describes seeing mutilated children watching her while she sleeps.
That's pretty extreme. How detailed are these visions?
Disturbingly so. She can describe specific injuries. Says they stand over her bed and reach for her. Sometimes they speak to her.
Classic response to emotional neglect. The mind creates companions when real relationships fail.
I agree. She also sent a couple of drawings.
That is incredibly concerning. The family fracturing imagery is particularly telling.
She says everything was fine in Houston before they moved. The move coincided with her father's new job, and apparently her mother's increased drinking.
Environmental trigger then. New house, new stressors, new symptoms.
Exactly. She's displaced her anxiety onto the house itself. Claims to hear crying and voices under the floor.
Interesting projection. She's literally putting her feelings beneath the surface.
I hadn't thought of it that way. That's a good observation.
What's your approach going to be?
I think we need to address the family system first. The nightmares and hallucinations are likely manifestations of her home situation.
Marriage counseling might be appropriate if the parents are open to it.
I was thinking the same thing. She described her family as broken, with cracks between them. Her words, not mine.
Children are perceptive, even when they can't verbalize their observations.
I'll reach out to the parents tomorrow, see if they're willing to come in together.
Good plan. These night terrors won't resolve until the underlying issues are addressed.
What concerns me most is how isolated she feels. No friends at the new school. Parents emotionally unavailable. These children are becoming her social outlet.
That's concerning. The more developed these hallucinations become, the harder they'll be to address.
She insists they're real. Says they told her to trust me, that I might be able to help them.
Co-opting you into the delusion. Classic.
I'm proceeding thoughtfully. Don't want to invalidate her experience, but also need to help her distinguish reality from fantasy.
Keep me posted. This is an interesting case.
Will do. I've scheduled our next session for Thursday. Hopefully I can get the parents in before then.
Good luck.
Thanks, John. I'll talk to you later. Hello again, Jess. How are you feeling today?
Better, I think. I made a friend.
That's wonderful news. Is this a friend from school?
No, her name is Mia. She's in my room.
In your room? Can you tell me more about Mia?
She's watching me right now, from the corner. She says hi.
Hello to Mia. Is Mia your age?
She's 8. She's been 8 for a long time.
I see. And when did you meet Mia?
3 nights ago. She was with the others, but she stayed. The others still come and go.
The others... You mean the children you mentioned before?
Yes, but Mia talks more than they do. She says they need help. They all do.
What kind of help do they need, Jess?
They need to be found. They're under the house. That's why I hear them at night.
Under the house? Are they playing hide and seek down there?
They were buried there after they were killed. That's what Mia told me.
Goodness. Did Mia tell you who buried them?
They don't remember. They just know they died in the house. And then they were put under it. They've been there a long time.
Are you afraid of Mia and the other children?
Not really. They're not angry at me, except sometimes at night, when they get frustrated that nobody can hear them.
And they appear at night? In your room?
Yes, but Mia stays more now. She likes me. She says I'm the only one who can see them.
Have you told your parents about Mia?
Mom doesn't believe me. Dad just says to go back to sleep. They never listen.
That must feel very lonely.
Mia says you might believe me. That's why I'm telling you. They need someone to help them.
I'm listening, Jess. I want to understand what you're experiencing. Are these friends that you imagine to keep you company?
You keep calling them imaginary, but they aren't. Mia is right here. She's shaking her head at you. She says you're like the others.
I don't mean to upset Mia. Or you. Did they tell you how they were hurt?
Mia says she was sawed in half while still alive. Some were cut. Some were hit. There are 10 of them. They were all murdered.
Jess, these are very violent images. Have you seen things like this on TV or in movies?
No, Mom doesn't let me watch scary things. Mia is getting angry now. She says you think I'm lying.
I don't think you're lying, Jess. I believe that you see and hear these things. I'm just trying to understand where they might be coming from.
They're coming from under the house. I told you. Why doesn't anyone believe me?
It's not that I don't believe you, but sometimes when we're scared or lonely, our minds can create very vivid experiences.
Mia is real. She's touching my hand right now. It feels cold, like ice.
How does it make you feel when Mia touches you?
Sad, but not scared. She says they just need to be found, so they can go to heaven. They've been trapped here so long.
And does Mia know how to find them?
She says we need to dig under the house, where the cold spot is, in the crawl space.
The crawl space? Have you been in there, Jess?
No, it's way too scary, but I can hear them through the vent in my room, especially at night, when they cry.
I understand this is very real to you. How have you been sleeping since we last talked?
Not good. They wake me up. Sometimes they scream. Mia says they get scared in the dark. They want to be found.
That sounds exhausting. I know your parents have agreed to come in for counseling together. I hope that will help with some of the tension at home.
Maybe, but it won't help the children. They'll still be there, under the house, waiting to be set free.
Jess, I want to ask you something important. Do you ever feel unsafe in your home? Not because of Mia or the children, but because of anything else?
No, just sad and tired. Mia says I should tell you about the smell.
What smell, Jess?
In my closet and under my bed. It smells like something died. Mom thinks it's mice, but Mia says it's them, their bodies. I saw Wendy the other day too. She's scary.
Has your mom checked for mice or called an exterminator?
She put traps out, but nothing's in them. The smell gets more intense at night. When they're active,
I'd like to talk more about Mia next session. In the meantime, would it help to sleep with the light on?
I already do. It doesn't stop them. Mia wants to know if you'll help. She says they've been waiting so long.
I want to help you feel safe and sleep better. That's my first priority.
But what about the children? They need help too. Mia is crying now.
Tell Mia that I'm listening and that I care about what's happening. We'll work through this together.
She says time is running out. I don't know what that means, but she looks scared.
Running out for what?
She won't say. She just keeps shaking her head. I have to go now. Mom is calling me for dinner.
Okay, Jess. We'll talk again soon. Try to get some rest tonight.
I'll try, but they probably won't let me.
Just finished my second session with Jess. Things have taken another concerning turn.
Oh? How so?
She now has a specific friend named Mia, one of the children she claims to see, who apparently stays with her throughout the day.
Imaginary friend development. Not uncommon in these situations.
This seems more intense than a typical imaginary friend. She says Mia is a ghost, and that there are 10 children in total, all murdered and buried under the house.
That's quite elaborate. What else did she say about them?
Detailed descriptions of their injuries: strangulation, crushing, dismemberment.
Good God, that's extremely disturbing imagery for a child her age. How could she be exposed to such graphic concepts?
That's what concerns me. Her mother apparently doesn't let her watch horror content, and the details are specific, not generic monster stuff.
Children can pick up more than we realize from overheard conversations, glimpses of news stories, internet access.
Possibly, but she's describing cold spots in the house, smells of decomposition, voices coming through the air vent.
Classic haunting tropes. Could she have read ghost stories?
I suppose that's possible, but she seems genuinely terrified and convinced these children need her help.
What kind of help?
They need to be found so they can go to heaven. Specifically, she says they need to dig in the crawl space under a cold spot.
This is rather specific. Have you considered the possibility of actual abuse? Could these children represent her own trauma?
I've considered it. I asked if she feels unsafe at home. She said no, just sad. The parents' issues seem to be with each other, not directed at her.
Still, the level of violence in these visions is troubling.
It is, but there's something about the consistency of her story, the specific details. It almost makes me wonder.
Julia, please tell me you're not entertaining the idea that the house is actually haunted.
No, of course not. I'm just saying her delusions are remarkably consistent.
They always are to the person experiencing them. That's what makes delusions so powerful. They feel completely real.
I know. Still, I can't help feeling there's something I'm missing. Some underlying cause we haven't identified.
The marriage counseling is still our best approach. Her fixation on these murdered children likely stems from her perception of her broken family. Children often process emotional trauma through metaphor.
That makes sense. The buried feelings of the family, manifesting as buried children.
Exactly. And the fact that they need to be found represents her own need to be seen and heard by her parents.
And the cold spots and smells?
The sensory details are likely embellishments or actual environmental factors she's incorporated into her narrative. Old houses have drafts and odors.
I'm scheduling the parents for tomorrow. Hopefully addressing their issues will help alleviate Jess's symptoms.
Good plan. Keep me updated. This imaginary narrative should diminish as the family situation improves.
I hope so. There was one more thing that concerned me.
What's that?
Mia told her time is running out, but wouldn't explain what that meant.
That could reflect Jess's anxiety about her parents' relationship. The fear that if help doesn't come soon, the family will be permanently fractured.
That interpretation makes sense. I'll work with that angle.
These ghost stories are just metaphors, Julia. Don't let yourself get pulled too deeply into her narrative.
I won't. Thanks for the perspective.
Always happy to help.
I'll let you know how it goes with the parents.
Looking forward to it.
Hi, Dr. Mason. This is Rachel, Jess's mom.
Hello, Rachel. How are you doing?
Actually, really good. I wanted to thank you. The marriage counseling, I didn't think it would help at first, but it's been eye-opening.
I'm glad to hear that. How have the sessions been going for you and Adam?
Better than expected. We're actually talking again. Like really talking, not just arguing.
That's wonderful progress. Has there been any specific breakthrough?
Adam finally admitted how much his work has been affecting us. He saw it in black and white during the sessions. Couldn't deny it anymore.
And how has he responded to that realization?
He's cutting back his hours, starting next month. And you won't believe this.
What is it?
He's taking us on vacation. Next week, to the beach. Just the three of us. Check out the accommodation he's booked.
That looks like a significant step. How do you feel about that?
Hopeful. For the first time in a long time. I've even stopped drinking as much. Trying to be present for them both.
I'm really proud of the work you're both doing. How has Jess reacted to these changes?
She seems happier, at least during the day. Still having some trouble at night, but not as severe as it was.
Is she still talking about the children she sees?
Sometimes. She mentioned her friend Mia again yesterday, but Adam and I are trying to spend more time with her, so maybe she won't need imaginary friends anymore.
That's a positive approach. Sometimes children create these companions when they feel lonely.
I feel terrible about that. We really let things slide. Let her slip through the cracks.
The important thing is that you're addressing it now. Children are resilient when they have support.
I hope so. She deserves better than what we've been giving her.
Have you noticed anything else unusual? Jess mentioned some cold spots in the house and strange noises.
Oh, this old house has plenty of those. Creaky floorboards, drafty windows. We're thinking of getting some renovations done. Maybe that will help with the ghosts.
Sometimes addressing the physical issues can help. Out of curiosity, do you know who lived in the house before you?
Not really. The realtor didn't say much about previous owners, just that it had been vacant for a while. Why do you ask?
Just trying to understand more about Jess's attachment to the house. Children sometimes pick up on history or stories about places.
Well, it's an old house. Probably has lots of history, but nothing we know about.
I see. Well, I'm very pleased about the progress you're making as a family.
Me too. Oh, I should mention, we won't be able to make Jess's session next week because of the vacation.
That's perfectly fine. The family time is important. We can resume when you return.
Thank you for understanding. And really, thank you for everything. I think you've saved our family.
You're doing all the hard work. I'm just guiding the process.
Still, we wouldn't be here without your help. Jess seems to really trust you. That means a lot.
I'm glad she feels comfortable with me. Looking forward to hearing about your vacation when you return.
I'll send pictures. Have a great week, Dr. Mason.
You too, Rachel. Enjoy your family time. Just heard from Jess's mom. The marriage counseling seems to be helping.
Oh, what did she say?
Adam is cutting back his work hours. They're going on a family vacation next week. She's drinking less. Things seem to be turning around.
That's good.
You don't sound convinced.
Something's come up, Julia, regarding the Wilson case.
What do you mean? Is something wrong?
Have you ever heard of the Clarks?
The Clarks? No, I don't think so. Who are they?
James and Sarah Clark. This is important.
I don't recognize the names. Are they connected to Jess somehow?
I think we might need to call the police.
The police? John, what's going on? What the hell changed?
I did some research, just on a hunch, about Jess's house.
What kind of research?
I checked if there were any missing children cases in that area over the past 20 years.
And? Did you find something?
7 cases, all unsolved. Children between the ages of 7 and 10.
Oh my goodness. But what does this have to do with the Clarks?
They used to live in that house before it was vacant, before the Wilsons moved in.
Jesus, John. Are you saying...
I don't know what I'm saying yet, but it's too much of a coincidence. Jess talks about murdered children under the house, and there are actual missing children.
But she talked about 10 children. You only found 7 cases.
Not all missing children get reported, especially if they're from troubled homes, or if they're traveling through.
This is hard to process. Are you suggesting the Clarks might have been killing children?
I'm not suggesting anything yet, just pointing out a disturbing coincidence. The Clarks lived in that house for 15 years, then left abruptly 2 years ago. No forwarding address. Then the house sat empty until the Wilsons bought it.
Did the police ever investigate them?
Not that I could find. The missing children cases weren't connected to each other. They were spread out over years, different jurisdictions.
So no one saw the pattern?
Exactly. But when you map them out, they all disappeared within a 5-mile radius of that house.
That's horrifying, if it's true.
I know. Look, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I think we need to at least raise the alarm.
Before we do that, I should try to get more information. Where are the Clarks now?
Their current address is listed as 1423 Oakwood Drive.
That's only a few blocks from Jess's house.
Yes, which is another factor we should be worried about.
Do you think they could still be hunting?
Could be, but Jess's stories about these children, they're too specific to be coincidental.
How would she know, though? If they were murdered there before she moved in, I mean?
Maybe the house really is haunted.
John, that's not like you.
I know. I'm just saying, we can't take this lightly. We need to figure it out properly.
I agree. Maybe I should reach out to the Clarks, see what they have to say.
Be careful. If they are involved, they could be dangerous.
I'll be discreet. Make up some reason to contact them.
What about Jess? Is she in danger?
The family's going on vacation next week, so at least she'll be away from the house.
That's good, but we should act quickly quickly before they return.
I'll try to reach the Clarks today, and I'll let you know what I find out.
Be careful, Julia. This whole situation feels risky as hell.
I will. I had a feeling there was something more to Jess's stories anyway.
I'll do some more digging on my end. See what else I can find.
Thank you. We'll talk soon. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Clark. My name is Dr. Julia Mason. I'm a child therapist at Westwood Wellness Center.
How did you get this number?
I'm conducting research on child wellness in our community. Your contact was provided by our outreach database.
What kind of research? We don't have children.
It's actually about the emotional impact of community safety on children. I'm particularly interested in how local missing children cases affect the mental health of families in the area.
Missing children? What does that have to do with us?
Nothing specifically. I'm reaching out to several long-term residents in the neighborhood. Your perspective would be valuable since you've lived here for some time.
We've only been in this house for 2 years. Hardly long-term residents.
I see. Were you in the area before that?
Why does that matter? Look, we're rather busy at the moment.
Of course. I just have a few quick questions. Were you aware of the various children who went missing in this neighborhood over the past decade?
Only what we've seen on the news. Like everyone else, such terrible tragedies.
Indeed. 10 children over 15 years. Did you ever notice anything suspicious during that time?
Are you with the police? This doesn't sound like therapy research.
I'm not with the police. I assure you this is for understanding community trauma. My young patients often express anxiety about these unresolved cases.
Well, we can't help you. We never saw anything. And frankly, this is making us uncomfortable.
I apologize for that. One last question, if you don't mind. Did you ever hear of a child named Mia who went missing? Around 8 years old.
No, never heard of her. And we're done with this conversation. Please don't contact us again.
I understand. Thank you for your time.
We'll be reporting this to your wellness center. This is extremely inappropriate.
Hi, Jess. Just checking in to see how you're doing.
Hi, Dr. Julia. I'm okay.
Have the nightmares been any better?
A little bit. Mom and Dad are talking more. They don't yell as much.
That's good to hear. I spoke with your mom earlier. She mentioned you're going on vacation next week.
Yeah, to the beach. I'm excited.
That sounds wonderful. Is Mia still visiting you?
Yes, she's always here now. She doesn't leave anymore.
I see. Jess, I want to ask you something important. And I know I've said this before, but do you feel safe at home right now? Do you ever feel like you might be in danger? From anyone or anything?
The children don't hurt me, if that's what you're asking.
What about other people? Anyone who comes to the house or neighborhood?
No. Dr. Julia, there's someone outside, looking through the window.
Jess, is there an adult with you?
Dad is in the kitchen. I'm going to tell him.
Yes, please do that. Let me know what happens.
Dr. Julia! Someone just shot Dad!
What? Jess, are you serious?
Through the kitchen window. There's blood everywhere. Mom is screaming.
Jess, call 911 right now.
Mom is calling them. Dad is on the floor. He's not moving.
Are you and your mom somewhere safe in the house?
We're hiding in the bathroom. Mom locked the door. She's crying. Dad isn't answering her.
Stay there. Don't make any noise. Are you still seeing the person outside?
No idea. We can't see outside from here. Who the heck was that? I'm scared. Dr. Julia, my daddy's dead.
I know you are, but the police will be there soon. Can you hear sirens yet?
No, just Mom crying. And Mia is upset too. She says it's starting again.
What's starting again? What did Mia say?
The killing. She says it won't stop until we're all dead.
Who, Jess? Did Mia tell you who it is?
I hear sirens now. They're coming.
Okay, just stay with your mom. Don't open the door until the police say it's safe.
Mom says we should call you back when the police are here.
Yes, that's a good idea. I'll be right here, waiting to hear from you.
The police are at the door. Mom is going to answer.
Let me know when you're safe.
They're taking us to the hospital. Daddy got put in a body bag. When we came out, the kitchen was flooded with his blood.
You shouldn't have had to see that, Jess. Are you and your mom okay?
But there's not much we can do. A policeman is driving us to meet the ambulance.
I'll meet you at the hospital. Which one are they taking him to?
Memorial. Mia is still with me. She's crying. She says it's all her fault.
Why does she think it's her fault?
She says she brought him back by talking to me. I don't understand.
We'll figure this out together. Focus on yourself right now. John, emergency. Answer immediately.
What's happened?
Adam was just shot through their kitchen window.
What? How do you know?
I was texting with Jess when it happened. She saw someone outside the window. Then her father was shot.
My God, are Jess and her mother okay?
They're physically unharmed. Police are taking them to Memorial Hospital. I'm heading there now.
This has to be connected. Did you speak to the Clarks?
I did. They were evasive and defensive. Ended the conversation when I asked about Mia.
Mia? You think she was one of the victims?
I don't know. But when I asked Jess if she felt safe, right before this happened, Mia told her it's starting again.
This is terrifying. You need to tell the police everything.
I know, but what do I tell them? That I think former residents might be killing children based on a child's conversations with ghosts?
Tell them about the missing children. Tell them about the Clarks' suspicious behavior. The timing is too coincidental to ignore.
You're right, but why would they shoot Adam? He has no connection to any of this.
Maybe he discovered something, or was getting too close. Either way, be on alert.
I will. I'll contact you as soon as I know more.
Dr. Julia, is it okay if I talk to you? I know we don't have a session booked, but I really need this.
Jess! Yes, of course we can. How are you holding up, my dear?
Not good. I've been sick. In bed for days.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Is your mom taking care of you?
She tries, but she's not doing well either. She just sits and stares, or cries.
That's understandable. You've both experienced a terrible trauma.
The funeral was yesterday. I couldn't even go. Too sick.
I'm so sorry, Jess. What kind of sickness do you think you have?
The doctor said it's probably just a fever, but I literally can't get out of bed.
Well, I'm glad you reached out to me. Have the police found out anything about who shot your dad?
No, they keep coming to ask Mom questions, but they don't have any answers. Just more questions.
And how are you coping with everything, besides the physical sickness?
I don't know how to feel. My dad is gone. He didn't deserve to die, even if he wasn't perfect. Things were just about to get better for us all.
Of course he didn't. No one deserves what happened to him.
The children are angry now, all the time. Even Mia.
Angry about what happened to your dad?
Yes, and also they're furious about being stuck here. They can't go to heaven. They say they need justice first. Whoever hurt them must be brought to justice. But they still can't remember who it was.
They really can't remember anything about who hurt them?
No, according to them, everything was hazy when they were being chopped up.
And they're sure it was the same person who hurt all of them?
They think so. They say whoever it was took them one by one, over many years. They also definitely lived here.
Have they described these people to you?
No, they say when you die like that, traumatically, you forget the details, but you always remember the pain.
That must be terrible for them, and scary for you to hear about.
It is, but I'm trying to help them. I think Dad's death is connected to what happened to them.
What makes you think that?
The timing. Dad was killed right after I started talking to you about them. Right after Mia told me to call the police.
You might be right, Jess. I've been looking into some things about your house and the people who lived there before you.
The Clarks? Mom mentioned them once. Said they sold the house for way below market value. That's why we could afford it.
Yes, the Clarks. Did your mom ever meet them?
No, just the realtor. They moved away.
But they're still in your neighborhood. Not far away, actually.
Really? I didn't know that. Why would they move so close?
That's a very good question, Jess. One I'd like to find the answer to.
The children are getting louder, more desperate, especially since Dad died.
In what way?
They scream all night now. I can't sleep at all. They keep saying, "Find me," over and over. "Find me, find me, find me."
Jess, this is difficult to ask. But do you think your dad might have found something before he was killed?
Maybe. He was fixing that leak in the basement the day before. He had to open up part of the wall.
Did he mention finding anything unusual?
He said the house had some really unusual construction features. Like there were random spaces that looked like they were recently filled in with concrete. Hidden areas behind the walls, exactly like in my dreams. But then he got that call from work and stopped talking about it.
Understood. Jess, I want to help you. And if I can, help these children too. I'm going to look into this more.
Please don't go anywhere alone, Doctor. Julia, Mia says whoever it is. They're still watching. That's what she meant by it's starting again.
Trust me, I'll be careful. Is your mom taking any precautions? With security at the house?
Yes. The police installed an alarm, and Mom bought a gun. She sleeps with it under her pillow.
That's probably wise, considering what happened. Jess, I'm going to try to talk to the Clarks to see if they know anything that might help.
Will you tell me what they say?
Of course. I promise to keep you updated.
The children want to know if you believe in them. If you believe they're real.
I believe that something terrible happened in that house. And I believe that you're experiencing something very real. Whether they're ghosts or not, I'm taking it seriously.
Thank you. No one else does. Mom just thinks I'm traumatized from seeing Dad die.
Trauma can manifest in many ways, but that doesn't mean what you're experiencing isn't real.
Mia says you're different from the others. The other adults who never listened. Who never believed.
I try to listen without judging, even when things are hard to understand.
I have to go now. Mom is coming with medicine. When will you talk to the Clarks?
As soon as possible. Maybe tomorrow. I'll let you know how it goes.
Please find out who did this. To Dad. To the children. To all of us.
I'll do everything I can, Jess. Try to rest and feel better.
I'll try. But they won't let me sleep. Not until they're free.
Got a message from Jess today. First time I've heard from her since the funeral.
How is she?
Physically sick, emotionally devastated, and still talking about the children under the house.
Poor kid. Has she said anything useful about her father's murder?
Not directly, but she thinks it's connected to the children. Her father was doing repairs in the basement the day before, found spaces that didn't make sense behind the walls.
Hiding places or burial spaces.
Exactly what I was thinking. She also said the children are angrier now. They can't go to heaven until their cases are solved, but they still can't remember who killed them. them.
Just that they died in that house?
Yes, all they know is they died there, and they've gotten more vocal since Adam's murder.
Have you spoken to the police about any of this?
Not yet. I'm going to talk to the Clarks first, see if I can get anything concrete.
Is that wise? If they are involved,
I'll take a gun, John. And regardless, I need something more than a child's ghost stories before I go to the police.
I understand, but consider taking someone with you when you visit them.
I will. Have you found anything else in your research?
Property records. The Clarks bought the house in 2003. The first missing child case was in 2004, then roughly every 2 years after that.
That's consistent with what Jess's friend Mia told her. They were taken one by one over many years.
The pattern stopped in 2018 when the Clarks suddenly moved, but they still remained in the area for some reason.
So Jess moved into a house where multiple children may have been murdered, and then starts seeing ghosts. I don't believe in the supernatural, but
It's quite a coincidence, especially the details she's providing.
some of which we've now confirmed.
Exactly. So either she's somehow learned about these cases, or
Or she's actually communicating with someone. I'm going to visit the Clarks tomorrow, see what I can find out.
Mom believes me now. About the children.
That's great news, Jess. I'm just preparing to leave for the Clarks now, by the way. What changed her mind?
She heard them too, last night. Even she couldn't ignore it anymore.
What did she hear exactly?
The crying, and someone saying help me over and over, coming from under the floor in my room. She started crying. Then she sat on my bed for hours, just listening. That's when she finally admitted that she believes me now, and that she's sorry she didn't believe me before.
I'm glad she's taking you seriously now. How are you feeling?
Still sick, but better knowing Mom believes me. She says we're going to help them.
Help them how?
She's going to dig under the house, where the voices are coming from.
Wait, she's going to dig under your house? Right now?
Yes, she bought tools this morning. She's in the crawl space about to start digging as we speak. I can hear her moving things.
Jess, is anyone else there with you?
No, just me. And Mia, of course.
Are you alone in the house?
Yes, Mom is technically here, but she's under the floor, in the crawl space. It has an entrance from outside.
So you're by yourself inside?
Yes, but it's okay. The doors are locked, and I have Mom's phone to call if anything happens.
Jess, this concerns me. Did your mom tell anyone else what she's doing?
No, just me and you. She doesn't want anyone to think she's crazy.
I understand that, but I'm worried about your safety. There's a killer nearby. You shouldn't be alone right now.
It's okay. The children are calmer now, since Mom started digging. They think they'll finally be found.
What does Mia say about all this?
She's excited, but also scared. She says when they're found, they can move on, but she's worried about what happens next.
And what exactly comes next?
She says whoever put them there might not want them to be found, and might try to stop it.
That's a good point, Jess. Is your mom's gun still in the house?
Yes, she has it with her, down in the crawl space. She said she's not taking any chances.
That's good. But Jess, have you told your mom about the Clarks?
Yes, but she doesn't know they live nearby. Should I tell her that part?
Not right now. I'll be there soon and I'll let you know what I find. But can you let me know if your mom finds anything?
Of course. Oh! She just yelled something. Hold on.
What is it?
She found something apparently. A wall that sounds hollow. She says she's gonna go back down and have a go at breaking it down.
Jess, please ask her to be careful.
Oh, I have. She says she will. The children are all jumping about now. They know something's happening.
I'll let you go then. And I'll let you know what I find at the Clarks too. John, I just heard from Jess. Her mother is digging under their house. She believes the ghost children are real now.
she's what? Why would she do that?
She heard the voices too, apparently, coming from beneath the floor. She's in the crawl space right now, looking for evidence. John? Are you there?
Yes, just processing this. So Rachel is digging under the house, where Jess claims the murdered children are buried.
Exactly. She just texted that her mom found a hollow wall and is breaking through it.
Julia, you need to go to the Clarks right now.
I am.
No, I mean you need to be there right now. Don't you see what's happening? If Rachel is trying to find evidence of murders, then whoever is responsible will try to stop her.
Crap, you're right. And Jess is alone in the house?
That's what I was afraid of. You need to get to the Clarks immediately. If they killed her dad, they sure as hell will take any chance they can to finish the job.
What makes you think that?
Think about it. If they're responsible for those missing children, and Adam was killed for looking in the basement.
Then Rachel digging under the house puts her in danger too.
Exactly, and leaves Jess vulnerable.
I'm leaving for the Clark's house now. Should I call the police?
Yes, but they'll need evidence. I'll call them instead, and then I'll meet you there.
Okay, I have their address. 1423 Oakwood Drive.
Keep your gun close, Julia. If they are responsible, they won't hesitate to hurt you too.
I know.
And text me when you arrive.
Got it. Should I try calling Rachel? Warn her?
Not yet. Don't panic her. Now go!
John, I'm at the Clark's house.
What did you find? Are they there?
They're here all right, but not like we thought.
And why's that?
They're dead, John.
What? Are you sure?
Yes, they're hanging from the ceiling. Their bodies have been horribly mutilated.
God damn it. Who the hell is doing this then?
I've got no clue, John, but this is unbearable to look at. Their throats have been slashed, and someone cut open their abdomens. Their intestines are hanging down to the floor.
Jesus Christ. When did this even happen?
Clearly very recently. The blood is still fresh. I'd say within the last hour.
Have you called the police?
Not yet. I wanted to check in with you first. We were wrong about them, John.
Clearly. But if not the Clarks, then who?
I don't know. But whoever did this is a true monster.
You need to get out of there. Now, I've called the police, so they'll be there soon.
Trust me, I'm out of here. Where are you? I thought you were meeting me here.
Got held up. We'll meet you at the office.
Okay, I'm heading there now. This whole situation just got so much worse.
Be careful, and don't touch anything else.
I didn't touch anything. Just took pictures for evidence. Getting back in the car now. Be there in 20. John, the building is on fire. The entire therapy center is burning.
Oh, really? How unfortunate.
What do you mean? I need to call the fire department.
Don't bother. I'm sure someone already has.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
You really should have stayed out of this, Julia. None of this concerned you.
What are you talking about?
Did you ever wonder why our practice took on so many troubled children? Why I was always so interested in the case files of the most vulnerable ones?
What does that have to do with anything? The building is on fire.
The building is on fire because I needed to destroy evidence and create a nice, convenient tragedy.
John, what did you do?
What did I do? I ran a very profitable business for nearly 2 decades, until you and that mute little brat started messing everything up.
Business?
Child trafficking, Julia. Quite lucrative, actually. The therapy center was just a convenient cover, and a way to identify the most vulnerable targets.
Oh my god. The missing children? That was you?
Some of them, the ones that were too troublesome to be sold, or the ones who saw too much, they had to be disposed of. Our little friends under Jess's house.
You're a disgusting monster. You killed those children?
Not all personally, but I can't disclose what my clients do with them. That's kinda the point.
So you killed Jess's father too?
Yes, he found one of our old disposal sites in the basement wall. We couldn't have that.
Who else is involved?
That doesn't matter now. What matters is that I'm already 2 train stations away, and you're standing outside a burning building full of evidence.
Wait, the fire. You moved the bodies?
Of course. When you told me that Rachel was digging under the house, I knew I had to act quickly. Couldn't have her finding our little graveyard.
So you dug them up and put them where?
Where do you think? In the basement of the therapy center, under the floorboards. So much more convenient to burn everything at once.
I'm gonna kill you, John. How dare you?
Oh, I don't think so. By the time the fire is out, I'll be in another state, with a new identity, and all the evidence will be ashes.
I'm calling the police right now.
Go ahead. Tell them your crazy theory about your colleague who ran a child trafficking ring and buried bodies under a house, and then somehow dug them up and moved them to a therapy center, all by himself, in one night.
There will be evidence. You can't have been that thorough.
I've been doing this for over 25 years. I'm always thorough.
Someone will have seen you, digging up bodies, moving them.
At 3 a.m., in a residential neighborhood where people mind their own business? I don't think so.
Rachel will find that hollow wall. She's probably breaking through it right now.
There's nothing there anymore, just an empty space. She'll think her daughter is crazy, and that you are too, if you try to help her.
What about the fire? They'll investigate that.
Electrical fault in an old building happens all the time.
And the Clarks? How will you explain that?
That I have no part in. I was busy getting rid of the evidence, so I don't know who the hell did that stuff to them. But it doesn't matter because I'll be gone, and there's nothing connecting me to them.
Jess is still alive, you idiot. She can tell them all about the children, about Mia.
A traumatized, mute child who claims to see ghosts after witnessing her father's murder. Very credible.
You won't get away with this.
I already have. It's just business, Julia. Nothing personal.
Business? You murdered children.
Necessary collateral damage. The ones who couldn't be sold or wouldn't behave had to go somewhere.
I'm going to find you. I promise you that.
You have bigger problems right now, like explaining to the police why you were at the scene of 2 different crimes in one night.
John, you did this. You killed all of those children.
What are you going to do about it? Cry? Poor Julia, always trying to save everyone, but never quite managing it. If you're listening to me carefully, I was never afraid of getting caught, Julia. You and Jess just made it complicated, but I found a solution. They should give me a medal. It was so simple, but so perfect. Nobody in their God-given mind would expect a person like me to do this. I was the person people relied on for help, the one they turned to. Ha, nothing to say. Cat got your tongue, like poor little Jess. Anyway, remember, Julia, it was just business. I don't deserve to go to jail. Are you going to say anything?
Hey there, Johnny boy. I know exactly who you are, prick, and I've known for a while now.
What nonsense are you talking about now?
The Clarks are alive and well. They're with me right now. I lied about finding them dead.
Bull crap. You're bluffing.
Am I? They've been very helpful, you see, especially once I explained what was really happening.
This can't be real. You're trying to trick me.
No, John, you tricked yourself. I suspected you when you suddenly found those missing children cases. Too convenient, too eager.
You're a filthy liar. You know that, Julia. You had no idea.
Quite the opposite, actually. I've been recording our conversations. And that confession you just made, the police already have it.
You can't prove anything. No recordings will be admissible in court.
I don't need them to be. I just needed you to confess. So I would know where to direct the police. To those train stations you mentioned.
You're bluffing again. The police wouldn't act on your word alone.
They would when it's accompanied by evidence from the Clarks, who witnessed you digging in their old backyard multiple times, taking things away in the middle of the night.
The Clarks can't prove anything either. They're just as complicit.
Is that what you told yourself? That they knew? They didn't. They were just too afraid to ask questions. Until now.
This is ridiculous. You couldn't have known. You couldn't have planned all this.
I didn't plan all of it, but once Jess described her ghosts, I started watching you. And when you suddenly produced that research about missing children, it all clicked.
I don't believe you. You're making this up.
The fire department is already at the building, by the way. I called them as soon as I left the Clarks. I figured you might try something desperate.
Impossible. You couldn't have known about the fire.
I didn't know exactly what you'd do, but I knew you'd try to destroy evidence. It was the logical next step.
Stop trying to sound smart. You got lucky, that's all.
Keep telling yourself that. Meanwhile, the police are checking every train station in a 100-mile radius. You said you were only 2 stations away.
I'm not on any train. More lies from you.
Then why did you say you were? Just to sound dramatic.
To throw you off. I'm actually on a bus, heading west.
Thanks for the update. I'll let the police know.
God damn it! You're manipulating me.
Not fun being on the receiving end, is it? After all those years manipulating vulnerable children.
Those kids meant nothing. They were merchandise, disposable.
Is that how you justified it? Dehumanizing them completely?
I already told you. It's just business. Supply and demand. There's a market for them.
You're disgusting, and you're going to pay for what you've done.
You think you're so clever, but you've made one critical error.
And what's that?
I always have a backup plan.
Is that why you're frantically texting me, instead of actually escaping?
I have people. They'll come for you. And Jess, and anyone else involved.
Your people are already being rounded up. The FBI has been watching your operation for months.
Liar! There's no way.
Why do you think I came to work at your practice? It wasn't a coincidence.
You couldn't be.
Not FBI myself, just a consultant. But they've been building a case. Your mistake was Jess. You got sloppy.
This isn't happening. You're just a therapist.
A therapist who specializes in child trauma, who's worked with law enforcement before, who recognized the patterns in your patient selection.
No. You're making this up.
The bus you're on is being stopped as we speak.
Get off your high horse. You have no idea what you're talking about. You think you're so high and mighty? I provided a service to people with specific needs.
Pedophiles and abusers. You provided victims to predators.
I made millions, you dirty cow, while you were playing hero for pennies.
And now you'll lose everything, including your freedom.
I don't deserve to go to jail. It's just business. How many times do I have to say it? There are judges on my client list. Police! Do you really think they'll let me go down?
You just keep digging your hole deeper. Every thread, every claim is more evidence.
Evidence of what? That I'm a successful businessman? That I saw an opportunity and took it?
That you're a child murderer, a trafficker, and apparently have corrupt officials helping you.
You'll regret this if they do somehow catch me. I'll tell them you were involved.
Go ahead. The difference is, I have evidence to back my story. You just have empty threats.
No. Oh God, they're here.
Goodbye, John.
This isn't over. I'll find a way out. I always do.
Dr. Julia, the children know about him. They remember now.
Who, Jess? What do they remember?
John, he's the one. He's the one who hurt them. Now they're really mad.
They're right, Jess. It was John all along.
Mia is screaming. They all are. They want revenge. They want him.
The police are catching him right now. He won't hurt anyone ever again.
Will they let us?
Let you what?
Punish him the way he truly deserves? The children need it. For justice.
I don't know, Jess. That's not really how the justice system works.
Mia says they won't be able to rest unless they get their revenge. She says he needs to feel what they felt.
I understand how they feel, but John will be punished by the law.
That's not enough. Not after what he did to them. To my dad. To all of us.
I'll see what the officers say when they catch him, but I can't make any promises.
Mia says he's going to try to escape, that he always has a plan.
Not this time. I made sure of it.
How?
I've been working with the police for longer than John realizes. We've been tracking him and his operation.
So you knew about the children?
I suspected, but I didn't know for sure until you started describing them.
Mom found the space. Behind the wall. It's empty now, but there were marks. In the dirt.
John moved the bodies to the therapy center and then set it on fire.
That's what Mia said. She said they were gone, that they'd been taken away. She was so upset.
The fire department got there in time. They may have saved some evidence.
Will that help catch him?
He's already caught, or will be any minute. The police know exactly where he is.
Good. He deserves to suffer for what he did.
He will face justice, Jess. I promise you that.
But what about the children? What happens to them now?
If we can recover their remains, they can have proper burials. Their families can finally have closure.
Mia says that might help, but they want him to pay with PAIN.
I understand their anger after what they've been through, but we have to trust the system.
The system didn't help them when they were alive. It won't help them now. That's what Mia says.
Mia might be right, but revenge isn't the answer.
It's not revenge. It's justice. Eye for an eye.
I'll talk to the officers about what the children want. That's all I can promise.
Thank you. That's all they ask.
Dr. Mason, this is Officer Brady from Metro PD.
Yes, officer. Have you apprehended John?
We did. Caught him on the bus, just like you said. He was heading west on Highway 16.
That's excellent news. How did it go?
He didn't come quietly. Tried to claim he was being framed. Said you were the one behind everything.
I'm not surprised. Did you find evidence on him?
Several burner phones, a laptop, and about $50,000 in cash, plus fake IDs.
So he was definitely fleeing.
No question, but that's not why I'm contacting you.
What is it, officer?
Something unusual happened when we took him back to the Wilson house.
You took him there? Why might you do that?
Standard procedure, you see. We needed to check the crawl space, where Mrs. Wilson reported finding evidence, and we wanted the suspect present for the investigation.
That makes sense. What happened? Don't spare any details.
Well, when we arrived at the house, the temperature dropped dramatically, like walking into a freezer. All of our equipment malfunctioned. Radios, phones, cameras, everything just died.
Was this inside the house?
Yes.
And what did John do?
At first he just laughed, said we were wasting our time, that we'd never find anything. Then he saw something in the corner of the room.
What did he see?
I didn't see anything there. None of us did. But his face. Dr. Mason, I've been on the force for 20 years. I've never seen terror like that. He started screaming, begging, saying you're dead over and over, trying to back away, but he couldn't move.
He was paralyzed?
Not exactly. More like held in place by something we couldn't see.
The children.
That's what the Wilson girl said. She was watching from the stairs, said they were all around him.
Did you try to help him?
Oh, absolutely. We tried our very hardest, but we were a bunch of butterfingers, unfortunately. And that's when the marks started appearing.
How interesting. Describe the wounds.
On his skin, long, deep cuts, opening up one by one, like invisible knives were slicing him. His clothes began to tear, blood seeping through. He was screaming the whole time, confessing to everything. Murders, over 50 children, over 25 years. How he lured them, how he killed them, where he buried them, everything.
Was anyone recording this?
Like I said, all our equipment was dead, but we all heard it. 5 officers, all witnesses.
Then what happened?
His skin, it started to peel away, like it was being pulled by dozens of tiny hands.
How sad.
I've never seen anything like it. Never want to again, to be honest. His flesh was literally torn from his body, while he was still conscious, still screaming.
The children taking their revenge.
That's what the Wilson girl kept saying. She wasn't scared, just watched, like she was witnessing justice.
What about Rachel, Jess's mother?
She was there too, holding her daughter, not interfering, just witnessing, as we all were.
How did it end?
His body, what was left of it, it started getting dragged across the floor towards the darkest corner of the room.
Dragged by what?
Nothing we could see, just sliding, leaving a trail of blood. Then his remains, they were pulled into the shadows, piece by piece, until there was nothing left, just the blood.
And then?
Then the lights came back on. The temperature returned to normal. Our equipment started working again, and the Wilson girl said, they're gone now, that they'd taken him with them.
Where did they take him?
She said where he belongs. I don't know what that means, but he was gone. Completely.
Did you search the house?
Every room, the basement, the crawl space. Nothing. No body. No remains. Just bloodstains on the floor, where he had been standing.
Art. So what happens now? In terms of the investigation?
Officially, suspect John Mercer attacked officers and fled the scene. Search ongoing. That's all that's going in my report.
And unofficially?
Unofficially, those children got their justice. Whatever they were, wherever they are now, the case is closed.
What about the evidence? From the therapy center?
Fire damage was extensive, but we recovered remains. DNA testing is already underway to identify and return whatever we can of the corpses to their rightful families.
And the trafficking operation?
We're rounding up his associates, based on information information from his devices and his confession before he disappeared.
So it's really over.
As over as something like this can be. The families will never fully heal, but they'll have answers and closure.
Thank you, Officer Brady. This means the world.
We'll take it from here, Doctor. Mason, you've done more than enough. And just between us, whatever happened in that house, whatever those children were, they delivered a kind of justice the courts never could.
I believe you're right.
One more thing. The Wilson girl, after it was over, she spoke.
She spoke? Actually used her voice?
Yes. First time, according to her mother. She said, they're free now, then went silent again.
That's incredible.
Take care, Doctor. Mason, I'll be in touch if we need anything else.
Thank you again, officer.
Dr. Julia, they're gone! The children, they're free!
Jess, I just heard from Officer Brady. Are you okay?
I'm better than okay. The children are gone. They're at peace now.
You saw what happened?
All of it. It was terrifying, but also beautiful? Is that wrong to say?
No, it's not wrong. Justice can be both terrifying and beautiful.
They were so angry when they saw him, when they finally remembered what he did to them.
I can imagine. Officer Brady told me what happened.
It was like they were glowing with rage and power, all of them surrounding him.
Could you see all of them?
Yes, for the first time. Usually I just saw glimpses, or Mia, but this time they were all there, all 10 of them.
And Mia was with them?
Yes, she was leading them, standing right in front of him. She looked him in the eyes, and he knew. He remembered her.
What did he do?
He tried to back away, but they held him. With their hands, dozens of little hands, grabbing his clothes, his skin. He couldn't move.
That must have been frightening to watch.
It was, but I wasn't scared for him. I was scared of him, even at the end.
That's understandable. After everything he did. He was a monster.
He confessed everything, right there, in front of everyone. How he took them, how he hurt them, how he buried them. It was horrible to hear.
I'm sorry you had to hear those things.
I needed to. We all did. The children needed him to admit it. That's what Mia told me.
And after? What happened after he confessed?
They took him, piece by piece, into the shadows, where they had been trapped for so long.
And then?
Then the most amazing thing happened. They started to glow, like soft little lights, rising up, through the ceiling, up toward heaven.
All of them?
Yes, one by one. Mia was last. She smiled at me and said thank you. Then she floated up too, until they were all gone.
That sounds beautiful, Jess.
It was. Mom saw it too. She was crying. We both were.
Officer Brady mentioned something else. About you speaking?
Oh, yes! I can talk again. After they left, it just happened. The words came out.
That's wonderful news. What did you say?
I said they're free now. And then I hugged Mom. And we just kept crying. Happy tears, though.
I'm so happy for you, Jess. For both of you. What will you do now?
Mom says we're moving back to Houston as soon as possible. We can't stay in this house anymore. Too many memories.
That makes sense. A fresh start might be good for both of you.
We're going to live with my grandma, Mom's mom, until we can find our own place. And I'll be going to my old school again, with my old friends.
When do you leave?
This weekend. Mom already called the movers. We're only taking what we need, leaving most things behind.
What about therapy? Will you continue with someone in Houston?
Mom says yes, but I feel different now. Lighter, like a weight has been lifted.
The children?
Yes, and knowing what happened to Dad. That it wasn't random. That the person who did it is gone.
That kind of closure is important.
The house is quiet now. No more voices. No more crying. Just peace.
Can you sleep?
Yes! For the first time in months, I slept through the whole night. No nightmares, no visits, just dreams. Normal dreams.
I'm so relieved to hear that.
I wanted to thank you, Doctor Julia, for believing me when no one else did, for helping the children, for everything.
You don't need to thank me, Jess. You're the one who helped them. You listened when no one else would. You gave them a voice.
We did it together. That's what Mia said before she left, that we all helped each other.
She was right.
Mom wants to talk to you too. She's messaging you now.
Dr. Mason, I don't even know how to begin to thank you.
You don't need to, Rachel.
Yes, I do. You saved us. All of us. Including those poor children.
I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
The officers told me about John. What he did. All those years. Those poor families.
They'll have closure now. They'll know what happened to their children.
Small comfort, but better than not knowing. I can't imagine their pain.
How are you doing? After everything?
Taking it day by day. Jess is talking again. That's the most important thing. And we're going home. To start over.
I think that's the right decision.
The police said they might need us to make statements. Later on. For the investigation.
That's likely. But they can do that remotely.
I never want to set foot in this house again. After we leave, it should be torn down. Nothing good can grow here.
Perhaps that would be best.
Jess wants to say goodbye. Thank you again, Dr. Mason, for everything.
Take care of each other, Rachel.
Dr. Julia, I have something to tell you.
What is it, Jess?
I can finally say it out loud. Not just in text, but I wanted you to be the first to hear it this way. Thank you for believing in me, for saving me, for being my friend.
You're very welcome, Jess. I'm so proud of you. For your strength, for your courage.
I have to go now. Mom says we need to start packing. I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too. But this isn't goodbye forever. You can always reach out whenever you need to.
Thank you for freeing us all.